He has 5 noble phantasms. Whoa, whoop-dee-doo. Oh, whoop-dee-doo. Fuck you. Yo, now I always say this, but it's been like 9 days since my last video. So sorry about that. But my last video, I thought it would do a little bit better than it did. It was just an anime game, but I thought it at least break into the 100 views category. It didn't do as so hot as I thought it would, which isn't bad. I'm still trying out new things for the channel, seeing what works. Well, seeing what I would like to do, not what works, because I like to do what I like to do. But in just my personal opinion, I thought it would do a little bit better, but that's fine. Trial and error. But just for me trying something new instead of a regular reaction, and the amount of views it did get, expectations, but the views that it did get, hey, that's good enough for me. So, like I said, I still might do those from time to time as a little, you know, take a break from the reactions and stuff like that. But today, we're back with a goddamn banger, and today we're going to react to some Fate. And this is a not highly, but it's been somewhat requested. This was like months ago when I was heavily doing Fate reaction and stuff like that. And so we're gonna be doing Achilles. A couple of you been mentioning him and like please react to him, please react to him. And it's by the same guys, Annie News. They make like a lot of Fate explained videos. So shout out to them. You know, the original video and all their social media will be linked down in the description below if you want to go check them out. Make sure you do if you want to just check out some more Fate videos on your own time or just other videos, because I know they post a lot of good stuff. I've only seen their Fate videos, so I can't really say what else they have or what other content they post, but their Fate videos have been very fucking good. So if they have anything else like this, like explaining and stuff, I highly recommend you go check that out, see if you can find anything you like. But with all that being said, let's just get right into this video. Alright, so coming into this, I don't really know what to expect. That's the beauty of it. Fate, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into with these servants, but he says Achilles, Rider of Red, explained. Fate, Apocrypha? Apocrypha? I guess that's Apocrypha. Past and Lore Part 1. So, as a Part 1, if there is a Part 2, which I'm pretty sure, this video is old, been posted so long ago. So, we're going to react to Part 2, probably going to be my next video. I also have a couple more Fate explained videos. They're not all by Annie News, some are by from different channels, but we're going to be reacting to those this week, and I'm going to have some other non-anime related videos coming up this week as well. So yeah, look forward to that, and hopefully I can stick to it and make my upload schedule look a little bit better. And let's just get right into it.
It really is a shame that we didn't get to see Achilles more often, especially considering that he's one of the more well-known servants. Well, since, you know, he's Achilles. Whether it's through some movie or TV show or a random lesson of Greek mythology, you've definitely heard the name Achilles before.
Yeah, I've heard of Achilles heel. Oh, that's the only thing I've heard. I've never heard of the hero, but I've always heard of Achilles heel.
I think that he was really underplayed and underdeveloped as a servant. He's a
holy shit. This guy looks awesome. Like if I were to give you a name, Silverthorn or some shit, or Silver Knight, where he look like a knight. And the fuck is that? She's a unicorn with a hammer. I ain't got a name for her.
Rider that we barely saw in his chariot and has noble phantasms and fighting ability that's equal to Vladwell in Romania. But you wouldn't know that because the only times that we ever got to see him fight for real was against Chiron. Like, take this in. Achilles has a noble phantasm.
What the fuck? Oh, they throwing hands?
Impossible for the Black faction to win if Chiron wasn't on their team. And you'll see why in my video tomorrow explaining his abilities and noble phantasms. But since—
holy shit. Mordred! Holy shit. If you want to know why I know who Mordred is, there's this meme. I'll quickly explain it. So, it's like these two fucking dogs, like packs, right? And they'll be like, oh, let's, before we rip each other heads to shreds and shit like this, let's just open the sack and see what's inside. It might not even be worth the trouble. And then he opened the fucking sack and it was a picture of Mordred in there. So that's how I know where she know who she is.
Fate Apocrypha pretty much assumes that you already know all the backstories and abilities of the servants. You must have been pretty—
yeah, but there's like a guy on YouTube doing like what is it? Just blank is worth it. You should go check it out.
Damn confused when Astolfo received literal plot armor from Achilles. Things do make a little more sense once you get a bit more information surrounding that particular event. But first, even though you know who Achilles is, you probably aren't familiar with his origins. So let's talk a bit more about one of the greatest Greek heroes from the Trojan War, who we know from Fate Apocrypha as the Rider of Red. Achilles was the son of the sea nymph Thetis and the king Peleus. Thetis was the goddess of water, but Peleus was just a mere man, meaning that Achilles himself was mortal. A quick side note though, because I'm sure a lot
How the fuck did that happen? I think that's happened before with another guy just fucking a human. I know Zeus did his nasty ass, but it's like it's like not this story in particular, because I'm pretty sure this is very not common, but it's happened before, so you can't really say it's unique. But I feel like there is another story about that.
of you have the question.
I'm pretty sure you guys, if you know about it, let me know.
The fact that they both stem from Greek mythology, they do have a connection. Peleus was a part of Jason and the Argonauts during their attempt to find the Golden Fleece. Not only that, but he also took part in the Caledonian boar hunt. If this sounds familiar at all, that's because if you remember from her episode a couple weeks ago, Atalanta took part in both those events.
Never heard of her, but she looks interesting. It's a cat girl.
Peleus even had a wrestling match against her and lost, so it's not unlikely that Peleus told stories about Atalanta to Achilles. But back to what I was talking about. Peleus being human meant Achilles was only a demigod, so he wasn't immortal. This had worried Thetis, so she did everything she could to make him immortal. This included burning him over a fire every night, then
wait, she did what?
She could to make him a demigod, so he wasn't immortal. This had worried Thetis, so she did everything she could to make him immortal.
She did everything to make him immortal. Why would you have sex with a guy and have a child with him? That makes no sense.
This included burning him over a fire every night, then healing him with some ambrosial ointment. Which, if you didn't know, ambrosia was a substance of the gods which is supposed to bring immortality to those who come into contact with it.
Okay.
Not only did she burn him alive multiple times, she also dunked him in the river Styx, because that was also thought to grant immortality.
Styx. Isn't that the fucking bridge no. Isn't that the river you have to cross to fucking when you're going to hell or some shit and this old man takes you on the boat? Well, yeah, it's in the picture right here. What, you can't swim in it? Well, obviously you can't, because there would be no point for the boat guy. Huh. Well, that guy over there in the right doesn't look like he's having a fun time.
Which, of course, it ended up doing. Achilles did in fact become immortal, but there was one small mistake that Thetis overlooked while dipping Achilles in the river. Apparently, she had gripped his legs so tight around the heel area that none of the water came into contact with it.
Okay.
This is starting to sound vaguely familiar. Literally, if these people just paid a little bit more attention, they'd be unstoppable heroic spirits. But I guess stories wouldn't be interesting if the hero was super OP and had no weaknesses. So, as you'd expect, the term Achilles' heel refers to the only point of his body where he's mortal and can be killed.
Oh. But that's kind of hard, though. How would you hit a nigga heel? You, like, surprise him? Poke him? Does he do, like, extra damage? No. If he's only mortal in his heel, that would mean his other parts of his body is, like, invincible. So, would that mean he's immortal in some way? So, like, he's immortal everywhere. No. Not... How about not immortal, but invulnerable? Something like that? Maybe? Something like that, maybe.
Now, this is where the story splits. It's said that either Achilles was abandoned by his mother later on due to a fight between her and Peleus, or a seer predicted that Achilles was to die in a battle against the Trojans, so in order to avoid that, she sent him to the island of Skyros under the guise of a girl named Piera.
Piera? She looks like a fucking girl from Fire Emblem. I can't put my fucking name on it. Damn, I can't. It's not Minerva. It's not Anna. Damn, I forgot. But whatever.
Regardless, it was during this time that Achilles began to receive training. Whether it was Achilles' own volition to learn to fight, or his father's concern for his son, he learned to fight nonetheless. And it was from none other than Chiron himself, who, fun fact, also trained Hercules. Fast forward a few more years, and Zeus is...
Oh! So, in the Hercules... Well, no, it is. I was right. So, in the Hercules movies, Chiron was a little small guy with a little feet and bullshit, like human top. And you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, I don't know why I'm trying to explain this shit. So y'all like, yeah, I ain't watched the Hercules movie growing up, but so his name was Kira. No, wasn't it Phil? Or maybe the Hercules movie doesn't take everything into account. Maybe it's like, you know, wibbly wobbly in certain places.
Thinking that the Earth is having an overpopulation problem, so he wants to reduce that number by a little bit. What does he do? He incites a war between the Greeks and the Trojans. Long story short though, the war started over one king stealing the woman of the other king.
Okay.
The Prince of Troy, Paris, with the help of Aphrodite, seduced and stole away the king of Sparta's wife, Helen. And so the king of Sparta calls together Greece's greatest warriors to invade Troy so that he can get his wife back. Achilles was the commander of 50 ships, and each had 50 warriors known as the Myrmidons, which
Myrmidon. That's something related to fucking Fire Emblem. Well, not this bullshit, obviously, but the word.
were a colony of
I recall that word.
transformed by Zeus into humans to become strong warriors. This war goes on for 9 years before anything important even happens. Achilles has led numerous battles and hadn't lost a single one. He was the fastest one on the battlefield, with an immortal body and a spear given to him
And there goes my answer right there. He has an immortal body, but just his heels are weak.
by his father. He rode his chariot that was pulled by 3 horses, 2 of which were actual god-given gifts from Poseidon. He was pretty much an unstoppable force. Yet, somehow, no matter how many battles he won, they couldn't siege the city of Troy. As we near the 10th year of the war, Achilles' Achaean army had become cursed by a priest of Apollo.
What the fuck? Oh god. You're telling me you're winning countless battles. You have a fucking gift from Poseidon himself. And you have some type of trident. No, not trident. It was a spear. I think he had a spear or some shit in his hand. And these horses could magically fly. Or let's say in the human fucking not Fate world, but this shit. He was winning every single match. He's immortal, by the way, and he can't take a city? Well, technically, even if he did, his army could still die. I think that was what his army could still die, so he could technically be just one man going against the entire city. But it's kind of stupid when you think about it. I don't know.
Their army's commander, Agamemnon, had stolen
Agamemnon?
this priest's daughter and refused to give her back. As such, soldiers began to die one by one to an unknown plague. The commander had no choice but to return the priest's daughter. But now that he was down one woman, he needed another to replace the old one.
Okay.
Agamemnon decides to take Achilles' battle prize, Briseis, who Achilles would have received as a reward for winning the war. Achilles had actually loved Briseis, but did not contest the commander's decision. Instead, he withdrew from the war and stopped fighting for Greece. The tides of battle began to shift as the Trojans started to push back the Greek forces. You see, the Trojans knew that the Greeks' strongest fighter wasn't around, so they continuously assaulted and gained back once lost ground.
Okay.
Patroclus, who had grown up with Achilles almost as a brother, still fought on the front lines. He convinced Achilles to lend him his armor so that he could pretend to be Achilles on the battlefield. Achilles
Wait, okay, hold up.
accepted, but it was supposed to be only until they pushed the Trojans back from the ships, which they had ended up doing. But Patroclus wanted more and chased the Trojans to the gate. He ended up getting into a one-on-one fight with the Trojan prince Hector, who was the strongest Trojan warrior at the time. As such, Patroclus ended up getting killed by him. When Achilles had found this out, he was absolutely struck with grief, and he knew that he was the strongest Trojan warrior at the time. As such, Patroclus
I ain't gonna lie, brother. I was zoning out like a motherfucker as soon as this fight started again.
ended up getting killed by him.
Oh, okay. So the Hector killed the guy. Okay.
When Achilles had found this out, he was absolutely struck with grief, and he knew that he had to rejoin the battle to avenge his friend. His mother saw that this was going to happen, so she came to comfort Achilles. She had also brought new armor and a shield created by the god of blacksmiths himself, Hephaestus. Achilles returns to the battlefield and kills a great number of Trojans in search of Hector. Achilles finally finds Hector and gets to face off with him in a one-on-one fight. Hector never stood a chance, and he knew it. So before he was going to die, he asked Achilles to treat his body with respect after he was dead. However, Achilles declined, and instead attaches the corpse to his chariot.
You're fucking dirty. There is no way. That's some fucked up shit.
Drags it all the way back to his ship. This disrespectful act had angered.
I'm not surprised though. Like, you just killed the man's best friend and shit, so it's not really unwarranted. But then again, it's a war, so it's killed or be killed. And your friend knew what he was doing to get in. He knew he was getting into when he went into there, so it's kind of his fault at the same time. And you you made plans to only do one thing, but then when you go do another thing, it's still kind of your fault. So, in my position, what would I do? You didn't ask me, but I'm telling you anyway. But would I treat his body with respect after he just killed my best friend? Technically, we agreed upon one thing, so him getting killed is kind of his fault. That is my best friend though, so I kind of feel saddened by it. It's not like I'm black-hearted, not like I'm gonna cry or nothing. I'm not gonna cry, but at the same time, it's kind of your fault. But I am sad, so I would at least grant him that. You know, treat his body with respect after death.
The god Apollo. So as the destruction of Troy grew near with Achilles invading the city and whatnot, the king of Troy, Paris, drew his bow and fired it. It's said that
Alright, we're gonna go back because I forgot where the fuck we were at.
that angered the god Apollo.
Oh wait. Okay, here it is.
Achilles declined, and instead attaches the corpse to his chariot and drags it all the way back to his ship. This disrespectful act had angered the god Apollo. So as the destruction of Troy grew near with Achilles invading the city and whatnot, the king of Troy, Paris, drew his bow and fired it. It's said that this arrow was guided by Apollo himself to strike right at Achilles' weak point, his heel. Even after this though, Achilles still fought all the Trojans around him, taking out quite a few before succumbing to his own mortality and taking several arrows to the heart. So that's his story pretty much. This was the really abridged version of Achilles' whole story from the Iliad. If you want to know more, then I highly recommend watching the movie Troy. It's pretty consistent with what I just talked about, and it's not a bad movie in general. But if you take in certain aspects of this story, you'll realize why certain things in the show played out the way that they did. But Achilles has like 5 noble phantasms, and I really want to go in depth as how they played their role in the show with certain key events.
He has 5 noble phantasms. Whoa, whoop-dee-doo. Oh, whoop-dee-doo. Fuck you.
Which is why I'm going to end this video here and upload the part 2 tomorrow. So as always, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this type of anime content, then you already know what to do. So until next time, ciao.
Well, if you enjoyed this anime reaction, you already know what to do. Subscribe, nigga, and like this video. Also, go show Annie News a goddamn subscription also, and go give their video a view as well if you haven't already. But if you requested this video, it pretty much means you've already watched it. And if you watch this Fate Apocrypha, which I'm guessing is another Fate spinoff or another anime, you've already seen all this shit, so you probably don't need to go watch this video. But if you haven't watched the video, go do it. Go give them a view. They provide good content, and their content is our content. I was just joking. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, tomorrow we're going to react to part 2, or I might just record it right after this, depending on how I'm feeling. Achilles is alright in my book. I think it's stupid that just because getting shot in the arrow, well, getting shot in the heel once. So wait, okay, answer this. So since he got shot in the heel, does that just make him completely mortal again? Because technically he was still immortal or some shit like that, right? But since he got shot in the heel, his only mortal spot, shouldn't that only affect his heel? But then they said he got shot in the heart. So how does that add up? I don't fucking know. But I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna, you know, lecture me and tell me everything I need to know and all my questions. And I thank you guys for that, because you don't have to. You really don't have to. But you guys do it every video and you explain it in the most nicest way possible. So I appreciate that. And with all that being said, guys, hopefully you'll see part 2 tomorrow. Hopefully I record it, and hopefully work doesn't fuck me tomorrow where I feel too tired to not do anything. But I'm pretty sure, hopefully, 100%, I really want to get this video out tomorrow. But if I don't, then, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video, and peace. Oh, wait, if you have any more reaction requests and anything else, leave them down in the comments below. Also, I want to do some more AMVs again. So if you have some of those, leave them down in the comments down below as well. Leave me a lot of AMVs, Fate AMVs, any anime AMVs that you have. Leave them down in the description, comments down below, you know what I meant, and we'll check them out.